Welcome back to the show, everybody. Check out these headlines we have for you this morning. Tom Emmer says crypto's the answer to the U.S. debt, while a tidal wave of banks head for a digital upgrade this weekend all through April. We got ISO20022+Crypto. You're going to want every bit of that. And has the XRP breakout like 2017, 2018 already begun? Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. You can follow us on TikTok, YouTube, and Twitter for exclusive content. Man, do I love the smell of crypto in the morning. Damn right. $1.21 trillion market cap for cryptocurrency. It's off by 1.2%. Good morning, everybody. Bitcoin 27,900 plus right now. We see Ethereum 1795 and change. Tether market cap is 79.7 billion plus. We're watching it closely. The bottom is it in. The clarity for crypto is it in until we know how the Department of Justice truly feels about USD Tether. Was it flipped? Has it been working for the government privately and we don't know it? Or is it about to get flipped? We'll see. 53 cents per XRP right now. We're up 18.8% on the 7-day and off by 3.5 on a 24-hour. Let's get started here. Ranging rate between 56 and 54 cents on fiat links. We'll keep an eye on it here. Glint Pay, baby. That's what I'm talking about right here. Get a MasterCard debit card with your app on the phone. Send your US dollar right to your app and convert it to gold and then spend it like money. Nobody knows what you're spending. I tell you, once you start doing this, and it is not paper gold. It is your gold. It is physically allocated gold. And I tell you what, once you start doing it, you won't stop doing it. It is a damn good feeling, especially in a time like this. It's my version of what we've been watching the central banks do. That's how I look at it. It's exactly how I look at it. Right here, Gold Telegraph says, by the way, speaking of banks and Brics, last year, everyone laughed about the idea of gold playing a significant role in the future of Brics coalition. Now everyone is talking about it, and it's very, very real. We know that the Brics coalition is expanding all the time now. It's not just as simple as Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. There are many other nations, one of which is Saudi Arabia, moving towards Brics as fast as it can. And knowing that the Petro agreement that helps elevate the global reserve status of the U.S. dollar is in question now, we have to watch that very closely to understand exactly what the implications could be for the U.S. dollar and how fast it may happen. Ryan Selkis right here from Masari, who spent a long time being a naysayer towards Ripple and XRP, now sitting in the same boat. Don't worry, Ryan. There's enough paddles for all of us. Ryan says, I'm more worried about Bitcoin being seized by a lawless and out-of-control administration than I am making new cycle lows. Well, I can tell you what, we've had this conversation. This is what it's like to be sued, isn't it, Ryan? This is what XRP holders have been in a turmoil and struggle with since they've been in the lawsuit, because the SEC is, in fact, trying to make that happen. But you know what? Be careful, Ryan, because there's a lot of short-sighted people out here that think you're crazy for bringing up the topic, or an alarmist, or a conspiracy theorist. You know why that is? Because they lack the capacity to understand the reality of the moment we're in. That being said, it is a moment worth noting, and nothing is beyond the administration at this rate that they're going. I can tell you that. We will watch it, obviously, closely. Any day for a ruling from Judge Torres. She does like to rule on a Friday. Watch very closely today. Here's Tom Emmer saying crypto is the answer to a $32 trillion U.S. debt problem. I've known that for a while myself. Let's hear Tom say it.
We got $32 trillion in debt in this country. We've got to figure out how to balance our budget. And then guess what? You want crypto and everything associated with it. to grow here, to innovate and grow here, because that will grow the economic pie for everyone. Republicans, Democrats, that's the only way. I'm going to tell you right now, my belief is that's the only way that you can deal with the $32 trillion in debt. The only other way would be to declare the country bankrupt and go into reorganization and tell people that they're going to take haircuts for debts and we're going to pay this back and we're going to prioritize that. This is a company, the United States of America, that has not been managed well. Crypto is a big part of the answer, I believe, in how you grow it. But we got $32 trillion in debt in this country.
That's a lot of debt, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I think you have to do both. I really think you got to consider a bankruptcy and keep crypto at home. That's how I've been sizing it up. We'll see how it continues to unfold, but I think you got to bring both ideas together, to be perfectly honest with you here. And this here is Brad Garlinghouse. Shout out to the CEO of Ripple here. Shout out to you, Brad. The Block says the SEC Chair Gensler, existing rules regulate crypto, legislation unnecessary, says Chair Gensler. Unnecessary, he says. Brad Garlinghouse says here, for the chair of the SEC to assert that he dictates what is a security and not the legislation from which his agency derives its power is beyond comprehension. It's time for the elected officials in the U.S. to take notice. When you behave like an autocrat running $2.2 billion bloated agency, why would you ever want to provide clarity about what's in or out? Without clear jurisdiction, ambiguity masquerades as power. Read that again. It's so true. There's no doubt about it. First, Gary Gensler wants the SEC to rule all of crypto, and now he's riding roughshod over Congress too. When is Tom Emmer, Patrick McHenry, Ted Cruz, and the rest of them going to take action if they truly understand what Gensler's doing with his SEC at the moment? And why is it that an SEC based on who's in the chair is going to govern differently from that chair and regulate differently from that chair, rather? It is disturbing. And if you're not aware, autocrat means someone who has absolute power. And that is scary to think that Gensler has absolute power. Now, this is Glenn Beck. I want you to listen to the dark side version of what he sees coming in here, that we're heading towards a collapse that is going to be how they usher everybody into a digital dollar or a central bank digital currency, CBDC. Take a listen here.
What people think, what you think, because you're getting the garbage from television, what you think is coming is a recession. What your crazy friends might say to you is coming is maybe a depression. You'd be mistaken. Those are lies. What is coming is a collapse of the dollar. You haven't had one of those. We've never experienced the collapse of the dollar, of the world's reserve currency. This will make us Venezuela. Make no mistake. If you want to be prepared, prepare yourself like people should have prepared in Venezuela. Soon, I don't know when, but it will happen overnight. Soon, everything will be collapsing and the banks will close and there will be chaos. And everyone on radio and television and the internet will be telling you, we have to do central banks. We have to do digital currency from the central. Do not believe that. The collapse is caused by the idiocy of the people who are now telling you, A, we're fine, it's stable, and B, that's a conspiracy theory that we're doing a central bank digital currency. They're lying to you, and they're the ones who caused it. So Please stop listening to the experts.
Well, here's what we have right here. And listen, look, we're coming off of a time where we had no interest rate, little to no interest rate. That's the times we're coming off of. And I'm reminded of this quote: hard times create strong men. Strong men create good times. Good times create weak men. And weak men create hard times. We're about to create some strong men, ladies and gentlemen. And this right here from ISO20022, shout out to Rohitku here, who shares an incredible list of banks and financial institutions that are switching over either maintenance or upgrades or switching to ISO 20022 over this weekend and the coming month to come. We know that this is a coexisting phase for the new payment rails and the new standardized ISO 20022, which has been around more than a decade. And no, ISO 20022 does not mean that there is no such thing as ISO 20022 tokens, right? But what we do know and understand is that that standardization does allow for digital asset coding. So not only you can send the message through ISO 20022, but you can also send value from a digital asset, such as a CBDC, along with that message. Now, that's something that developers don't like to share with you because they usually like to just argue with you over semantics. They could educate you if they wanted to, but they don't. They choose to argue with you and not take you down to the river so you can drink the water. But that's okay. We love them anyway. Somebody's got to. Combank in Australia. You see, the Fed now in July, RHB Bank, current mobile banking, March 31st. This is what we're looking at here. Dubai Islamic Bank, system upgrade April 1st. Just rolling through these quickly. Heritage Bank, conversion April 3rd. We see Purdue Federal Credit Union will undergo important system upgrade on April 3rd. Walker County Federal Credit's core system upgrade in April. State Bank of Pakistan, ISO 2022. Continental CU Bank. And you see, look, this goes on and on. Bank of China, right? It's not just domestic, it's everywhere. KCT Credit Union. We see here HSBC, digital secure key setup is happening. There is a lot taking place, and I'm not suggesting that it's all like, oh, they're going to be doing crypto in April or May, you know. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is it's clear that this is a phase-in operation, and just as the shipping industry was standardized, that's what you're watching happen in the banking and financial system. And let's hear developers run their mouth about that. That's what I'd like to hear. You're welcome on my show anytime. I could tell you that. Because here's what we know too. Swift ISO marker identifier codes, including CASP, Crypto Asset Service Provider. Oh, well, isn't that interesting? You'd think with these friendly developers out here in the community, they would act more than just a troll, and they might even share this. I bet they've known this for a while too, even, right? Is that inside the ISO world, what do we understand? Crypto Asset Service Provider is the category here. Now, why would you need that in the ISO world at all? Unless someday you're going to be accessing crypto or digital assets along with the messages. Oh, I'm speculating, by the way. Let's take a look at price, because we have some things to look at here which could suggest, we don't know the answer. You never know the answer with a chart, but you look at leading indicators, and we're grateful for people like Eggrag Crypto that share their work here. We could be looking at a breakout like 2017, 2018 that's already in progress, but we don't know it. And whether it's a chart or not, we really don't know it until after it's happened. That's when we really know it, right? But it could be in the middle of that happening now. It could also not be. But the reality here is that we know that there's some important points, key points to take a look at here. Here's your fibs, right? You can see where we are in this range right here, right? Or, 54 cent range. This is where we are. 58's a key line. If we get above that, that's got to be good news. We come back, we might test 49 cents where we were here. But we could all the way back to 38 if it needs to hit it there. Or 33. This could happen. But I want to show you this. Because this is pretty interesting. What made me realize we could be in the middle of that breakout that we saw in years past. Look back here in 2018, when we went to the all-time high. This is the range we're currently in right now today, right? This is where we're at in the 50-some cent range here, right here. And we get up into here, and then that's how they're basically saying that's a pretty strong indicator that that breakout, just like 2017, 2018, is going to happen again, or at least highly suggestive that it would. Not financial advice from me or anyone else. It's just my digital perspectives. Egrad Crypto says looking in price terms of dollars between Bitcoin moves and XRP, and I love this because hardly anyone does this. He gives a range. When Bitcoin's 30,000 range, it could be $3.50 plus for XRP. 35,000 Bitcoin could be a $4 plus XRP. 40,000 for Bitcoin, it could be $4.60. 45,000 for Bitcoin could put us at $5 plus, and 50,000 almost $6. That's where we're at on this day. We'll watch it to see if it actually unfolds like that or not. I think whether it does or not, I just love following this space. As I said when I opened the show, man, do I love the smell of crypto in the morning. That's going to do it for me. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe. Leave a comment below. I'll catch all of you on the next one.